Here's the disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are risky. Do your due diligence and invest at your own risk. You can lose money.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crypto Plunder. Well, there will be no champagne sipping, crypto pumping. I can only give you the real in the crypto world. Today is September 9th, 2017. And let's just go ahead and get on with this because, as you already know, there is blood in the streets once again. I'm hitting refresh right now and you can see. Let's just sort this by how many. It's actually not that bad. It's changed since I looked at it first thing in this morning, but you can see it's a bloody day. It's a bloody day. These are what's up. You got Elastic, you got Populous is up some. There's some sales going on. OMG is going back up. Pivx is trying to make a little turnaround again. IOTA's up. So you've got some ups. You've got some downs. We hit the change, the percentage change in 24 hours. You can see the same names seem to be on the chart since the last time I talked to you, right? Same names are down. But again, this is where you've got to look at where the sales at, right? Because we were currently in the bear market. It's been red. We're in a bear. For a little bit, we're in a bear. Now it could turn around, it could change, but as I've been telling you from the last 2 episodes, do not be surprised, right? Don't be surprised at this market. Don't be surprised if you start seeing some downturns, a little bit of red. I already warned you. I told you that this might happen. One of the things that I've been looking at is value investing, right? I've been telling y'all that if you just stick to the charts, if you're just looking at the charts, that does not tell the whole story. It only tells you a part of the story. It tells you what the market sentiment is, where it could bounce, how where are the points where people feel like the price should be at. That's what you'll get out of it. But the news will tell you something different, right? Value investing, regardless if it's when I was doing options, when I was just trading stocks, when I was looking at where I could invest my time into earning currencies, whether it be selling beats or putting my music out. It's whether or not what I'm doing is valuable, or whether or not what I'm going to put my money in has value over time. For a long time, a company called Amazon that we all know, their earnings were horrible for a long time, but the stock kept going up, and typical traders could not understand why. They were like, oh, this is crap. What they did not notice about Amazon was the fact that they had this thing called Amazon Web Services. And Amazon Web Services would then begin to do to the hosting business and the infrastructure business for businesses themselves. Like, instead of me having a server in my company headquarters, I could give it to Amazon, and now I don't have to pay all this money on the technical staff necessary to maintain it. That would mean I could be more profitable as a business, and this would do to that business what they had already done to the bookstores, what they had already done to companies like Best Buy, right? Being able to give you something for less. So when you're looking at, I would have invested more in it, but the price was already skyrocketed. It was already high. I would have invested into that because I understood that's what they were doing. So when you're looking for a company, you're looking at whether or not they're a value play. So why are we seeing red? What is the reason for all the blood in the street? The blood. As you can see, I'm being facetious because I'm not worried about that crap. What? Because China is going to ban ICOs? When did Chinese money make us worry about the market. Like, think about that. When they pull their money out of something, or they say they're going to ban something, why are we worried about that? Like, who's going to do that? Let's think about this feasibly, like, because there's going to be plenty of scared money. Scared money don't make money. There's going to be plenty of scared money running all over the place. Oh, I lost so much money. You bought at the high, dummy. Did you look at the charts? Did you see where the bounce was? Did you think, okay, well, maybe there's a greed in the marketplace? Be fearful when people are greedy. Be greedy when people are fearful. So right now, people are fearful. You should be looking for value plays. You should be looking for buys. So just because they're pulling their money and saying, oh, this is going to be illegal. Come on now, really? Really? Do you think if you look at China as a whole, as what they do as a country, do you think they're going to be put behind the eight ball, or they're going to be left behind in something that they know is doing well? No. What they want to do is lock it down for themselves, because that's their government structure. What they want to do is lock it up so they can make more money, because right now it's the people making money, and there's plenty of historic fact that shows that while people are starving, the higher up and the higher up in their cultural structure are fat and happy. So let's not forget, if you just take history as to what they do, they want to be able to manipulate it for themselves. And while they're scaring everybody out of the market, what do you think they're doing behind the scenes before they say, oh, we're going to legalize it? They're going to grab everything up at the fire sale price that they helped introduce, and now can get in at a bottom that they feel comfortable with, and then they'll just legalize everything. Come on, guys. Watch the game. Play the game, and don't be played by that. Because right now, fear will run through everything. And don't allow that fear to unsettle you, because if you're being a value investor, if you're learning from Sensi Kevlar and you're learning how to trade properly, then what are you worried about? Scared money don't make money. So, July, a billionaire investor warns Bitcoin is a pyramid scheme. This was in July. Just a few months later, right? Because it's Howard Marks. This is the one that predicted the dot-com bubble, right? So this guy who predicted this thing was going to happen, it was going to be oversaturated, it was going to pop, and there was a bunch of businesses out here that didn't have a true business strategy. They didn't have a growth strategy. They weren't really valuable in any way, that there were so many non-valuable companies getting revenue that wasn't going to be sustainable. Does it sound familiar? Right? But what does he turn around? Boom, turns right back around now in September. This is an article for 4 hours ago saying there's no reason why Bitcoin can't serve as a currency. It's funny what happens when you actually get educated in a thing. It's funny. But as I'm telling all of y'all, don't worry about what they say. If you're concentrating on the fact that as long as somebody believes something has value, then it will have value. The internet did not seem valuable to people in 1991, 1992, as we said in the other videos. I said in one of my earlier videos. Now all of a sudden it's valuable. When they're educated as to what the causal effect will be from a new technology, they run away from like cell phones are a fad. Nobody's going to want to have a computer in their pocket. Really? Now look what happened. It just takes somebody who has clout to be able to say, okay, this is why I'm doing it, and then everybody else will follow. Because remember, most of these guys have no clue. They're all lemmings. They're the same kind of guys that are in the music business. They're the ones trying to tell you you're hot on the street, but they have no clout to understanding the street in the first place. They're just capitalizing off of your work, which is no different than what these guys are waiting in the wings to do as vultures. Waiting in the wings so that they can set up the legislation. Same thing as China, set up the legislation so they can get down at the low, buy in, and then they will sing its praises when they're making money. And it's been shown time and time again. The same ones that said it, cryptocurrencies, when I was reading my articles back in 2015, when I couldn't understand it, and I was like, okay, well, I don't understand it, but I understand that it's important. Don't really get it, but I understand it's important. And there's more and more people that think it's important. Okay, I'll get in once something shows me. That was Ethereum that showed me that there was a new thought process that could go with the fact that just not just a currency, but I can have this decentralized, potentially decentralized web. I could get my hosting cheaper. That, as a business owner, that already made me feel happy, right? So you can see how they'll turn around and start singing praises. Even during a down market, start singing praises because they're understanding how much money they can now get in with. A little bit, and potentially how much they're going to get out. SEC may still approve ETFs, waiting for more stability. Do you see that? Oh, fear, fear, fear. No. They're waiting for it to be stable. They're waiting for their people to get in place, put their stuff in place to stabilize it, and then they're going to commoditize it. So do not stress out over the red. Right? Bitcoin by 2020, many analysts are still saying that this thing's going to still skyrocket. So when you still have analysts saying that, hey, this thing is valuable, even when there's so much fear going on, and the Chinese thing can definitely scare you, but we're cyclical with this. Look at the charts and see the dip, right? Are we still on pace? Since the last one, we're breaking through. And we might break down. Remember, I told you, it seems like we might be forming something that I learned from Sensi Kevlar. We might end up right here on the day, because I like using the day charts, because that's the census of the entire day. We might be forming maybe a little bit of a head and shoulder for another breakout. It could happen. Or we could drop down. If we break past these monthly levels, we could drop down to these weekly levels, or we could bounce off right here. And go, we could bounce off here, go back up, or we could break down even further, and this is the next line that we'll be finding some support. On this next monthly line is where we could potentially find some support. We didn't have a full supporting system here. The market might want this to play out to be able to make this more of a support and then break back out. We don't know, right? But we're probably still on pace for a bit of a, like I said, 60-42. I'm keeping that number on there to say, is this where we're heading before a breakdown? Or can we even reach it? We're testing right now. The market is testing whether or not we want to break out. But like I said, there's a lot of fear. I told you already, the last episode and the episode before that, don't be surprised if we do break down. But look for your profits. Look for some profit margin. Hey, you bought up here, that's okay. You can still buy down here. Don't put every egg in the basket, especially when you know there's fear in the marketplace, especially when the bears are still out. So if you want to get more in depth, if you want to start learning a little bit more, hit up the East Coast Crypto Discord. I'll have the link in the description. Make sure you join the group. Make sure you start talking to these guys. These are a bunch of people who are built. We are all together learning how we can make our earnings through this entire market. You can't do anything alone, guys. All right, and I'm learning that more than anything else. You can't. Just like an artist in the music business, you can't be by yourself without a team pushing you. This East Coast Crypto is building an area in Discord where you can learn from a lot of individuals who are doing well. All right. I will be talking more on the bot next week. I actually had to shut it off because of the little dippage, and I'm holding a couple bags. But I'm about to double up because there's a lot of sales. I just want to find out who's going to be my breakouts, or are they already starting to break out, which I have to do the research on that today because I've been on the road doing some stuff. Make sure you join the Discord. October opens up the dojo again. So make sure that you're prepping yourself. Start watching Sensi Kevlar's videos. I always want to call him Kevlar Sensei because I was like, yo, bulletproof, the bulletproof monk. But the Sensei Kevlar, go to the dojo lessons and start learning, guys. Start learning the way of a trader. These videos have fundamentally added to my toolbox. I was a value trader before all of this, and now with these lessons, I'm beginning to become more of a sniper. And with the bot, you're able to just trigger it at the right times. But unless you understand value, like I talked about with Amazon Web Services, as why their stock price is now going up and why they're touting them to be so high, because they were fundamentally doing something that was going to change the landscape. When you're looking for your value plays, when you're going through this list, do your homework. Like 25, I'd be looking at sales. Where are the bottoms? You might be at a bottom in a company, but then go and research as to what are they doing, what's the roadmap. What are they getting ready to roll out? Start thinking that way, because now what you're doing is, just like how I made the purchase for Ethereum, I knew that their technology was fundamentally sound. I could look up the team and see who's there. All the things that would fill in why I'm investing in a company, not just some paper play, but investing in a company for the long term. I could then now use my robots, since I've learned from Sensi Kevlar, I could now use my robots to now automate my strategy over time to build my wins and have more revenue that I could now invest further into the companies I like for the long-term play, for the 6-month, 1-year plays. Because understand, the minute that a company comes out, their ICO, the minute that company comes out, the thing's going to drop on you like a stone. The minute it hits a secondary market like Bitfinex or Bittrex or even GDAX, it's going to take a tanking. And when it does, that's great. You can buy in low and sell high. Buy in low and sell high. And in some regards, hold it for the long term and then sell when the technology has proven itself to the community. All right? So I'm going to keep this short. Crypto Plunder, I know I wanted to work on some shirts this week. I have not had a chance to really do that. As you already know, with all the changes that's going on as far as what was going on with the market, I wanted to make sure that I understood what it meant for the funds that we're doing with the bot. I wanted to make sure that I understood fundamentally where the trades need to happen. I had to go hunting for new sales, so I had to look at new cryptos to be able to trade. I'm actually doing about 3% this week on the upside, except for the bags that I'm holding, but I know they're going to go back up because I invested in good companies. Also, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. Subscribe. I want to be able to keep giving you value. I still want to be able to help you through this transition. And understand, this is a fire sale. There are things that are so cheap that were just so high a minute ago. So you can start buying a little bit. I'll get more in depth next week. I'm on the road over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be on the road a lot. Got to get some extra capital in so that I can get some more investments in. So I've got to do what I got to do. So make sure that you're looking at your value trades. Do not be worried about what's going on in the market. And always keep your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Make sure you're trading for the future, not trading for the moment. This is J Tragic Jeffrey for Crypto Plunder, and thank you so much for taking this time with me. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.